You're tuned in to Golden State Warriors Today by Chat Sports. I'm Chase Senior. Hope all of you are having a fantastic week. And yes, I understand that the NBA Finals continue to roll on, and the Golden State Warriors getting so close to raising yet another Larry O'Brien trophy, bringing another championship to San Francisco. But there's some really interesting trade rumors around the Golden State Warriors happening right now in the NBA streets. According to Jake Fischer, Golden State could be wheeling and dealing this offseason, especially when it comes to the NBA draft. And we'll get to some players who they could target. Dallas and Golden State, said Jake Fischer of Bleacher Report, have expensive rosters that feature players such as Jalen Brunson, Jordan Poole, and Andrew Wiggins, who are due for big paydays. The Mavericks and Warriors are searching for opportunities to acquire future draft capital for those selection, sources said, in the event a coveted player on their boards does not fall. Now, as it pertains to the Golden State Warriors, you look at this team right now. They are stacked. You have the core star players of Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, but then you just drafted Jonathan Kuminga, who I think can become a star over time. Moses Moody, I think, is going to be a very good scorer. Then you still have two really good young pieces, and Andrew Wiggins, who is vying for NBA Finals MVP, up there with Steph Curry if he has a big Game 6 and Steph Curry struggles once again. And then Jordan Poole is another young player on this team, and Poole and Wiggins are due for big paydays. So for the Warriors, you might look to trade out of number 28. But if they do hold on to that pick, here are some potential prospects with a 28th overall selection. Christian Braun out of Kansas is a really good athlete who last year for the Kansas Jayhawks en route to the national championship game made a lot of athletic plays on both ends. He guarded multiple positions, sometimes 5 at any given time. He has that corner 3 ball down, can put the ball on the deck just a bit, but because of his athleticism, I think he's going to be an impact player at the NBA level. As for Christian Koloko, if you lose Kevon Looney in free agency, if he does indeed hit the open market, and you have some concerns about James Wiseman, maybe Koloko could be your backup center, really good athlete who can block shots at the rim and reminds me a little bit of Robert Williams. As for Jake LaRavia, my pro comp for him is Kyle Anderson. Impacts the game in a variety of ways. It doesn't always look pretty, but it is efficient. Nikola Jovic out of Mega, probably the top international player in my opinion in this draft class, does remind me a lot of a Bojan Bogdanovic to a certain degree, and then Jaden Hardy, the guard out of the G League Ignite, another potential prospect there at 28. So with that, I ask you this, Dub Nation, and I want to hear from you in the comment section right now. Should the Warriors trade their first-round pick at number 28, or do you think that they need to use it? If you want them to trade it, type T for trade. If you think they should keep it, submit a K for keep in the comment section right now. To OG Anunoby now. One of the young upstart players in this league whose development over time has been very reminiscent of a Giannis or a Jalen Brown, which goes to show you he has been working diligently at his offensive game. He's always been a really good defensive player, guarding multiple positions with that size, length, and athleticism, but his offensive game has become increasingly better. And according to an anonymous Eastern Conference executive, the Warriors could be looking to trade for OG Anunoby. Here's what an anonymous exec had to say in the league. He could play 3 positions. He can guard 5 positions. He can shoot the 3 ball. The Raptors really wanted to build around him, but they're not too sure now. For a long-term replacement on Andrew Wiggins, he is perfect. He does a lot of what Wiggins does, maybe a better shooter and a better defender, but not quite the same pure scorer. Now, with how Andrew Wiggins has been playing throughout the NBA Finals, some might disagree with that sentiment there from that anonymous NBA executive. I do as well, because throughout the Finals, Andrew Wiggins has redeemed himself. He was exiled in Minnesota, and he has been the Warriors' second best player throughout the championship round. This trade idea coming from Heavy.com would allow the Warriors to receive OG Anunoby and hold on to Andrew Wiggins, but would you be able to pay Wiggins in the long term? That's the looming question here. Golden State receives OG, and the Raptors receive Jonathan Kuminga and James Wiseman. Over time, I think Kuminga can be a better player than Anunoby. I'm still high on James Wiseman. I would not make that deal. But if the Warriors do make that deal, or any move of significance throughout this entire offseason, you know, as you covered, us right here by Chat Sports on Golden State Warriors Today. Make sure you subscribe by heading to youtube.com/WarriorsTV, or just hit that red subscribe button down below. Just eclipsed 30,000 subscribers. We're shooting for 40K next. As for Anunoby, he's a terrific player, and I've heaped praise on him throughout today's show. But at this point, just re-sign Andrew Wiggins. Wiggins and Anunoby are very similar players, and I think Wiggins is actually a better fit on this Warriors roster. High-level defensive player who's been causing fits for Jason Tatum all throughout the NBA Finals and is about the same offensive guy as OG Anunoby. But the development that's taken place for Anunoby is certainly impressive. You look at his first 3 seasons in the league when he was one of those diamonds in the rough discovered by Masai Ujiri and that Raptors front office. Less than 8 points per game, 3.5 boards, about a steal per, took only about 3 3-point attempts per night and connected on a respectable 36.5% from his downtown attempts. Last 2 years, though, you see the numbers soaring up, 16.5 points per game, 5.5 boards, steals have gone up as well as he's become more acclimated with the NBA game. He's become a better defensive player. More than double the 3-point attempts, and you know what's happened? His 3-point numbers have gotten even better at nearly 38% with a lot of volume there. So you look at this trade here. Once again, I'll break it down. Warriors receive OG Anunoby. Raptors receive Jonathan Kuminga as well as James Wiseman. Would you make this deal? I want to hear from you in the comment section right now, Dub Nation. Give me a Y for yes or an N for no. Coming up next on the show, keys for the Warriors to close out the NBA Finals against the Boston Celtics and give Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Steve Kerr, and Andre Iguodala their 4th championship as a core. But first, make sure you subscribe to our main Chat Sports YouTube channel as we will be going live Thursday, June 23rd for the 2022 NBA Draft. As you know, I've been doing a lot of research, scouting all of these prospects, and we're going to be talking about every single one of them when the picks are made on our main Chat Sports YouTube channel. So make sure you subscribe over there at youtube.com/chatsportstv. Keys to victory for the Warriors in Game 6 so that this series does not go 7 games. Can Steph Curry get back on track? If he does, look out for Boston. Golden State won Game 5 with Curry not hitting a three-pointer for the first time in like 233 games. And if he does start to feel it, Boston is in big trouble. Boston has also been very sloppy with the basketball, making some ill-advised passes and decisions. The Warriors have to continue to up their defensive pressure and force Boston turnovers because they've done a great job of capitalizing on those Celtics giveaways with some points off turnovers. Also, I want to see the Warriors have another diversified approach. I thought that was beautiful in Game 5, how Klay Thompson showed up. Gary Payton comes in off the bench. He gave you big minutes. Jordan Poole did what he had to do, and the splash party was splashing like a cannonball on a mid-July summer day as he hit a couple of monster buckets for the Warriors. Klay, Draymond, everybody was really stepping in, and I think that's what you need on the road if you're the Dubs. Also, Golden State has to weather the crowd and the atmosphere. Boston is desperate to send this series back to San Francisco to give them an opportunity to win their first championship since 2009, and the crowd is going to be loud. I thought what Draymond Green said, he made a really good point. When we enter the plane, we have to have this mental makeup where we have to be mentally tough because we know what to expect. And we know that when we land in Boston, that energy is going to be palpable. We have to put on our hard hats. We have to come ready to play because if we don't, we're going to get punched in the face like a Mike Tyson uppercut. So who do you think is going to win Game 6? It is prediction time right here on Warriors Today. And if you made it this far on today's video, type Dubs and Real One in the comment section. We greatly appreciate it. C for Celtics, W for the Warriors. I think Golden State polishes this series off.